Hey guys, I got a lot of questions about Westies. I had relationships with them in a bunch of different ways. Once we took over from Castellano, I really wasn't that involved with them before that, but they started off. There was a guy, Mickey Spillane. He was the boss of the Westies. Some of the underlings killed him. The guy who killed him was Jimmy Coonan. His right hand man was Featherstone, Mickey Featherstone. I think he was a Green Beret or something in the military at one time, this kid. And there was a whole bunch of them. They were all Irish. They did a lot of things. They ran some unions, the iron workers unions and stuff like that. They made some money. But they were mostly on drugs, drinking. But they did a lot of things. They did work. Some of them were tough. But they were a little weird. I'll give you an example. They killed a guy in their club. They chopped his head off. And they put it in the refrigerator. And one of the guys, his niece came to see him. This is how goofy they were. So he tells his niece, do me a favor, go in the refrigerator and get me a can of beer. The kid goes, she's a young girl, and opens up the door and there's a head. She starts screaming, almost passes out. And they're all laughing. So it gives you a little insight on what they are. Half of them are drunk all the time. They did so many things. They sat down one time, Paul Castellano called them in. They were going to become a crew within our family. And Paul wanted to straighten them out and put things together and get them to think and act right. He made a meeting in Tommaso's restaurant on 86th Street in Brooklyn. These guys came. He had guys and girls there in the restaurant as customers armed. This is how they were. They were fucking crazy to even do something like that. So they come in there like that. There's a couple of couples that are armed. Paul, nobody knows that it's happening. He comes in armed. And he has a crew of people outside, crew of them, saying, if I don't come out, go in and kill everybody. But he has a great meaning with Paul Castellano. He loves the fact that he's going to belong to the Castellano family, the Gambino family, and that he's still going to be the boss of the Westies. So everything is good. He's getting contracts to do certain things. He's controlling a few unions. They're running pretty good. John Gotti and Angelo Ruggiero, when there was a problem before we took over, we brought them up. That an attack against Paul or Paul going after them, the Westies may get the contract to kill John Gotti and his whole crew. So they were tough. When we killed Paul Castellano and took over, we used them a few times. We gave them a contract. There was a carpenter union delegate who wrecked a restaurant because they were fixing it and they weren't using union help. They were trying to shake them down. Unbeknownst to them, the carpenters union, that the guy's place that they wrecked was a made guy, Philly Mordecai. The name of the restaurant was Bankers and Brokers. We went, me, Frankie DeChico, John was the boss, to Chin. We went to actually Benny Eggs, who went to Chin. We went there with our beef of what they did. Chin sent word back to us He's not with us. You could do whatever the fuck you want. So we wanted to show some teeth. We had just taken over, and we were going to hurt this guy. So what did we do? We got the Westies. Danny Marino, I think, was controlling them at that time. And they were told to go and give this guy a good beating. They didn't give him a beating. They shot him. But they shot him in the ass. The guy didn't die. He made amends. He was panic-stricken, the guy. But I was there when we called them in, especially the shooter. It wasn't me. I'm not sure who said it to him, but you were told to beat him up. Why the fuck did you shoot him? He said it was easier to just shoot him. I didn't kill him. What a dumb fucking answer. But anyway, we let it go. There were so many things they did that were stupid. At one point, I think Johnny Gambino was involved in this. They were going to get a contract to kill somebody. Again, I was there with Johnny Gambino, and the guy asked for a gun. Johnny Gambino told him, why do you want a gun from me? You don't have a gun? He's a recruit. He used his money for drugs, he said. Didn't have enough money and he sold his gun. He didn't even have a gun. So they were a tough crew. Very weird. The guy who controlled the Steelworkers Union, people couldn't do jobs with him. John had told me, get him work. So I get a contract. I said, give this guy to work, to steal. He said, Sammy, I won't do it. I said, I'm not asking you to do it. I'm telling you to do it. He said, Sammy, you can kill me. I won't do it. The last job I did with him, if you call him up at 10:30 in the morning, he's drunk as a skunk already. They don't come up with the workers. They don't do anything. Sammy, I will do whatever you want me to do. I can't work with them. I went back to John and I told him, bro, this guy's been kicking, he's been paying, he's been doing things, he does us favors, we do him favors, set things up. I mean, we're going to just bully him. He can't work with them. They're drunk all the time, they're this, they're that, the other thing. John, they must have promised John money. He wanted them to get to work. So he says, I could talk to him and straighten him out. Make an appointment. I make an appointment by Big Louie Valerio's house. I think it was his brother's house. And we met in the basement with this union guy. So John is sitting there. Louis is sitting at the other end. I'm sitting behind the union guy. And he's sitting in front of me at the table. And John starts talking to him. The guy's obviously drunk as a skunk. And he turns around and he says, John, when I get the thing, you know what I'm talking about? We do the thing, we get the money, we put it to bed, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? John didn't have a fucking clue what the fuck he was talking about. I didn't have a clue what the fuck he was talking about. He was a drunken, rumbling idiot. So John, I got to laugh at this. John says, I think I know what you're talking about. I get it. Sammy, you get it? I couldn't control myself. I shrugged my shoulders. I said, and with a little laugh, I said, no, I get it. I get it. Yeah, I forgot what his fucking name is, this idiot. And I'm trying to think as I talk. I can't remember his name. A Buddy. Buddy, his name was. I said, Buddy, we got it. I think we got this squared away. We could call it a day, and he'll take care of it, John. And I'll see what I could do for you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? He looks at me. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know how the fuck I kept a straight face. But we got rid of him. The driver took him away. John is hysterical. Do you have any idea what he's talking about? No. But now I know what the contractor is talking about. He's coming to meet you, bro. He's fucking stone drunk. It ain't even 10:30. He said 10:30. This is fucking 9:30 in the morning, John. Imagine what the fuck he is at 10:30 in the morning. He's a drunk. They're drunks, bro. Contractors ain't going to do it. No matter what he promised you, I mean, we can't get it done. He can't go in and do the work. They run into union. They could solve union problems, maybe, because people are probably afraid of them. Imagine a guy like that talking to you and showing you a gun. I would do whatever the fuck he wants, because I don't know what he wants to do. So anyway, this was the Westies, but they were rough. They did a lot of heavy shit. Mickey Spillane and Coonan, they were the real deal. They went away, and it was insane. The guy who took over the Westies was Bosco. Bosco wasn't even Irish. He was Czechoslovakian. I don't know how the fuck a Czechoslovakian comes in and takes over an Irish mob. But he took over. He was more legit. It was tough. He was dangerous. But he was nuts as well. One thing he did one day, he pulled up in front of the Ravenite Club in Little Italy, pulled on the side in a big stretch limousine. And he got out. Hey, Sammy, how are you? Good, Bosco, how are you? I got something in the car. John's going to love this. He's inside. He's talking with people. Show me. And then I'll get him out. So show me what's in the car. Look, all right, come on. We walk over to the chauffeur limousine. He opens up the back door. There's a couple of hookers in the car. They're snorting coke. I pushed the door closed. I said, Bosco, are you completely out of your fucking mind? From some of these windows, there's agents hanging out with fucking cameras and things. The news media is here every once in a while. Are you fucking for real? You want John to come out here, sit in this fucking car, and do what? Snort coke and fuck these broads? Have you lost your fucking mind, bro? I'm not going to even say what I just saw. Get in the car, bro, with these girls. I'm not even... Open the door, get in the car, and just pull away, leave me standing on the corner. I just hope to God that these cameras didn't get a shot into this car with me standing here in front of a couple of hookers with fucking cocaine and everything else. I hope I'm not in this fucking video. I'm telling you that. I wasn't. Thank God. And they left. They're still crazy. But Bosco was the real deal. When John was on trial, he came to me, Bosco, and he said, the lead juror, the jury foreman, is my friend. You know him? Yes. Will he take some money? Could we talk to him? He'll do whatever I tell him to do. You sure? Yeah. He's in the military. Well, he's not in the military, but his wife is a major or something in the military. But he's out of work right now, and he'll do whatever I want. Money, whatever. I don't want him to handle this deal. It's too sensitive. I says, make an appointment with him. I want to meet him. Let me meet him. I meet him at an appointment. And I said, you're the jury foreman? Yeah. Bosco will ask you to do something, so will I. And I'll take care of you. Will you do as I tell you? Yeah. Good. I'm going to offer you, he asked for 100. I'm going to offer you 60,000. 20,000 right up front, cash right away. 20,000 in the middle of the trial, and 20,000 at the end of the trial. When the trial is over, I'm going to get you a job as a Teamster foreman with the Teamsters Union, and you'll be making $75,000 a year, and you'll always be our friend. But you have to convince the other jurors. We will give you information that lawyers will get for us, and you'll be able to talk to the fellow jurors, explaining how the government is lying or exaggerating. We will tell you what to say. Well, how often will I meet with you? Never. Never. Bosco will bring the paperwork and stuff. You read it, burn it, go in the next day. The only time you'll ever see me again is if he's found guilty. That means you voted guilty. If he's found guilty, you'll see me again. One more time. You know what I'm going to be here for. Looks at me. Yes. Yeah, I know. It won't happen. Good. Good. Then you'll never see me. Bosco will tell you where to go for your job, and the job will be yours. And the monies will come down from Bosco. Fine. We have a deal. The worst that could happen now is a hung jury. All 11 people vote guilty, and he votes not guilty and sticks to his guns. It's a hung jury. That's the worst. If he can convince some of these people, or they don't want to vote guilty, or they think on their own he's innocent, it's tough, but he might be acquitted. I send word in to John. I got this. I got this. On one piece of paper with a lawyer, I put a noose, a pole with a little noose. Nobody in the noose. And I put on the bottom, hung. John gets it, looks at it. The lawyer says, Sammy, put this noose. Pole with the noose. Hung. John knows damn well I did it again. A hung jury at worst. Possible acquittal. Now you'll see pictures of John Gotti on trial. His hand up, cocky, smiling. Look how confident he was. He knew what I was doing. Other messages came in. I didn't tell them the exact amount of money or what I was doing with the union, but as the trial went on, people were agreeing with him in the jury room on breaks. We gave him something from the lawyers. And two of the people said, yeah, I didn't even look at it that way. This is the message I'm getting back from the jurors. I didn't even look at it, they're telling him. He's the jury foreman. Yeah, that didn't look real. You know, it's hard to believe. somebody would do something like that or say that. He doesn't look that type of guy. And not only that, but there's no evidence of that actually being said. Government loves putting in their own words. We use their words against it. It went on for quite a while. I was running the family and running this little scam, if you want to call it that. At the end, John was acquitted. Everybody slapping the lawyers' backs. You did a great job. They did. They did. I don't want to take nothing away. They did a great job. The information that flowed was great. The money that flowed to him was great. And he got a job. All was good. Nobody ever knew nothing until I cooperated. His wife was a major in the army, in the military. She was a major. She found out. She left him. He was working as a teamster. He made $82,000 this last year. Not 75 that I promised him. He made 82. He got arrested. He was at trial and I was testifying. And he gave me a thumbs up. I don't know what that meant, but thumbs up is usually great. He didn't get convicted. I think he pled. He said to the government everything that transpired. Everything I'm telling you. He sat with the government and told them everything. He cooperated halfway through. The thumbs up was probably, fuck this trial. I'm walking away and I'm going to go talk with the government. That's probably what it was. So anyway, the government comes back. So I said, good. The guy's a legitimate guy. He's a sucker. He took a shot. His wife, he's getting divorced. Come on. You're not going to hurt him, are you? No. They gave him 3 years. He got a 3-year sentence for it. I'm almost positive. 3-year sentence. You don't even have to do 36 months. I think about 32 months. And he's out of jail. He's a legitimate guy. He's not a tough guy. He's nothing. They'll probably put him in a low. He'll be fine. He'll lose his job as a teamster. He lost his wife. But he wiggled through it. He was real happy about it. And the government was really happy because, unbeknownst to me, he cooperated. That's all right. You saw that little light go out? That's somebody who was supposed to come and help me fix the lights, and he came late. You ain't going to see him no more. That's him going out. Lights out for him. So anyway, listen, guys. That was the light go went out. I think it's time for me to end this video before the fucking whole TV station blows up. I'm getting out of here. Just like Bosco got the fuck out, I'm going. And let me tell you one more thing. Bosco fled the country. Never got caught. Never got caught. He was arrested. He went out on bail and took off. He went back to Yugoslavia. He was fighting in one of those wars over there. They caught him coming back into the United States in 1999. They got in touch with me. They wanted me to help. I said, no, no thanks. I got busted in 2000. They wanted me to testify against him or do this and do that against my family. You know that whole story. I told them, here, take this. My deal is over. 2 years. I'm not testifying. They held Bosco for 5 months. There was a story about him in Esquire magazine. I know the writer who wrote it. He gave me the magazine. After 5 months, I'm the only guy who could have put him in jail, and I'm the only guy who didn't testify against him. They let him go. They couldn't hold him. And he went back to Yugoslavia, wherever the fuck they were, in the war. And he died out there. I never put him away. The writer who wrote the article about him and what he was doing with Slavosevich and all of that shit in Europe. Said, Sammy, I knew him. I lived with him for months and months and months in that war to write this story. It's in Esquire, or an old copy. He said, you know how many times it's a pleasure to meet you. You know how many times this guy would talk about you? This fucking guy idolized you. He knew that you wouldn't testify once you were on your own. He stood up, you stood up, he was gone. So that's the story of Bosco and the Westies and this life and whatever else. So adios, motherfuckers. While I got a shot, let me get out of here.